In this video, we'll be talking about fertilization. The fertilization is the process of the fusion of the male gamete, which is a haploid structure, and also the female gamete, which is again a haploid structure, and they fuse together to form the diploid zygote. This zygote then undergoes the process of stepwise development, and that is what is embryonic development, till the baby is completely formed. So all the events that will be taking or that will be making the fertilization possible will be falling under the fertilization process. The process starts in, or it takes place in various steps. So we start first with the process of insemination. Insemination is actually the process by which the male gamete, that is the sperms, are deposited into the female genital tract, and that is the vagina. The vagina is the place where the semen is deposited carrying the sperms. Now, during per ejaculation, when we talk, nearly 3 to 3.3 milliliters of semen is deposited per ejaculation. Also, this amount of semen carries approximately 200 to 300 million sperms. The reason being such a high number, the reason is many of the sperms, as they travel through the female genital tract up to the fallopian tube, many of the sperms degenerate, or they are not capable, or they are not able to reach the fallopian tube for fertilization. The second point is, out of the total number of sperms which are being released, nearly 60% of the sperms which are present in the semen should have normal shape, size and structure so as to bring about the fertilization, and out of that 40% should be actively motile so as to reach the egg and fertilize it. So the large number is to overcome the loss of the sperm during their journey from the vagina to the fallopian tube. Now, the sperms can survive for 1 to 3 days. Also, when we are talking of the sperm motility, these sperms need to travel fast so as to reach the egg, and the motility is supported by the lashing of the tail. We have studied the structure of the sperm in our previous videos, where we have seen the structure of the tail, and the tail pushes the sperm through the female genital tract till it fuses with the egg. So the lashing of the tail supports the movement of the sperms, and this the energy is provided by the mitochondria, that is the Nebacon region which we have discussed earlier. So the mitochondria will provide sufficient energy for the sperm to move fast through the tract. Also, it is supported by the contractions of the uterus and the fallopian tube. So the sperm will travel all the way from the vagina to the cervix, through the uterus and to the fallopian tube or the oviduct. When it reaches to the ampulla region, it facilitates, or it brings about the fertilization by fusing with the egg. Now, when we talk of the sperm motility and the ability of the sperm to fertilize the egg, that is what is the capacitation of sperms. Capacitation of sperm means all the processes that involve the sperm and making it capable of fertilizing the egg. All those processes will be to capacitation of sperm. So it increases its motility and also makes it capable of fertilizing the egg. This is brought about by the secretions of the female genital tract and also the secretory cells of the fallopian tube, because they will remove certain chemicals from the sperm, and as a result making it capable of fertilizing the egg. So capacitation of sperm is brought about with the help of the secretions from the fallopian tube and also the secretions throughout the female genital tract. Now let us talk about the egg over here. The egg, after it has been released from the ovary, it is taken up by the fimbriae and it is carried through the infundibulum region of the fallopian tube, reaches to the ampulla region, and then isthmus. Now it is the ampulla region where the sperm and the egg should meet so as to bring about fertilization. If they are not able to meet over there, then the fertilization will not happen. And that is why not all the copulations result into the pregnancy. Now the egg over here is released at the secondary oocyte stage that we have studied how the egg is developing and at what stage it is rested. So at the secondary oocyte stage, and as it is being released by the ovary and it is traveling through the fallopian tube, the second meiosis is in progress. Now this egg is in the secondary oocyte stage with the second meiosis in progress. As soon as it fuses with a sperm, the process of meiosis will be completed and it will result into the formation of the second polar body and the ovum and the further development. An egg can survive for 72 hours, but once the ovulation has taken place, that happens to take place nearly at the 14th day of 12 to 13 or maybe 14 days of the menstrual cycle, if the fertilization happens over there as soon as the ovulation takes place, within 24 hours, chances of pregnancy are more. Now, this ova gets surrounded by many sperms, and out of the whole sperms, only one sperm is capable of fusing with the egg. And there are series of chemical reactions that will be taking place once the sperm comes in contact with a layer of the sperm, that is the corona radiata and the zona pellucida layer of the egg. That we'll discuss in the next video. So only one sperm fuses, and after the entry of that sperm inside the egg becomes impenetrable. That means it will not allow any other sperm to fuse with it. That is, it will prevent the polyspermy. So here, this is a brief introduction or the first step towards the fertilization. In the subsequent videos, we'll be talking about the fertilization in detail and also the process of implantation and the development of the wing.